Let's try to make the bank account reach $1 million in this video. Probably not, but let's try anyway. So, in order to make the um, bank account reach $1 million, I'm going to have to spend a little bit of money. So, I'm going to go ahead and quick travel. I'm going to go get my trailer, the low boy. I'm also going to do something that might not be such a good thing, but I'm kind of tired of the 12E92 or whatever. I'm tired of the two-stroke. It sounds cool, it runs good, like it pulls, but it's just like I don't like it anymore. I'm tired of it. What I want is a M11, and I'm gonna want a just for the shits and giggles of it. I'm gonna get an 835. Why? Because I can. Also gonna put a 13 in instead of a 18 speed. Too many gears, honestly, and the way the auto thing works, it skips too many gears, especially on the Detroit. It skips too many friggin' gears. But I'm gonna have to spend probably another 20,000 on the trailer. I am unfortunately having hearing problems again out of my left ear. Okay. Trailer manager time. I'm gonna get the low boy. I'm gonna upgrade it a little bit. Um, I would much rather it be a different style trailer. That's better. I like this a little better, honestly. So, yeah. This lets me haul a little bit more, I think. If I'm not mistaken, anyway. Actually, let's just go see real quick. So, this one, the tar weight, 14,000 pounds. Total length, 45 feet. I'm not sure what that actually means, tar weight. Let me Google that real quick. Alright, I have absolutely no clue what the hell I'm looking at. Tar weight of this, which is apparently the empty weight, 14,540. Come over here to the one that I'm going to have. That is 24,400. So basically double. Configure this a little bit more. Make it a triple. Make it a 9 axle. Confirm what is tar weight. Might as well just round up and say 30,000 pounds. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. 50 foot, 3 axle. We'll do a double. I like this better, honestly. Actually, what I would really like to be able to do is do a triple. That's $60,000. Um, I think I'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to spend a lot of money to potentially make a lot of money. So, hopefully that makes sense. I'm sure it probably does not. Put fenders on it because I like fenders. We're already over budget. It's fine. What cap do I have on this one? Alright, exclusive. Got it. Cool. So, upcover, exclusive, advance, advance. Y'all have seen me do this, I don't know how many times at this point. Let's do a wooden deck. And put that there, put that there. Not that I'm ever going to use these, so. Yeah, $73,000. So I'm going to spend money, a lot of money, to make money. Now I need to make $300,000. Easier said than done. Chicago market. $133,000. That's pretty good. Let's go. Would you hurry the hell up, please? Thank you. That works too. This thing is a lot longer than what I'm used to driving. I'm used to driving just a normal low bed, or, flat bed or whatever. My turn's coming up, so I need to be in this lane. I don't think I'm going to have much struggle pulling whatever I'm pulling. I almost want to put an actual automatic transmission in this thing, but it'll still do the same freaking thing, so... The Jake brakes on this engine are very strong. Also, I'm, empty, but still. Back to one. There is no reversing this. There we go. £88,500. So this is going to be heavy. Train's only doing 40. Interesting. I figured he'd be doing 50 or 60. This truck ain't got any issue hauling heavy. That's for sure. Got plenty of braking power with the Jakes. You can hit me or you can slow the frick down. I hate trying to get out of there. Honestly, I do. Actually, let me double check that I am recording. Yes, I am. Okay. You can definitely tell it's heavy. This truck don't care though. Roll that thing off the road, would you? Holy hell. I don't think the Detroit would be able to pull this much. Not quite, anyway. 635 horse is pretty good, but this is 835 and it's kind of struggling a little bit. Not super bad or anything. You can just tell that it's back there. Let me look on the map, see if there's actually a better way to do this. There is going through Salina. I would much rather go through Salina. So I'm going to avoid getting off the interstate here. Going past Salina, that would honestly keep me interstate the entire way, I think. Yeah. I can either go through Salina or go through Price. I don't really want to go through Price, I'll be honest with you. I don't really want to go back roads if I can help it. What really dumb to me is there's no roads, like, going from Idaho Falls to Salmon, or Salmon, and, like, Ketchum to Grangeville and stuff like that. Like, all of that's going to be back road, which sucks. Why are you... Why? Why? I just got up to 70. Why are you not doing 70? Or hold me up here. You know, I've got 88.5 behind me. I don't want to be doing... I don't want to be doing less than the speed limit. I also need to find a place to sleep or rest. Don't mind me just slinging 88,000 pounds around corners like it's nothing. Go ahead and grab this other lane, get some clear. My worst enemy. A hill. Technically, I'm supposed to do this when going up a hill at lower than 40 or lower than 55. That has a speed limit of higher than 55. Holy crap, grab another gear. All the way down to 34 miles an hour. Jeez. Glad I'm not taking this to Denver. Going up that mountain. Oh boy. I'd be in third. From what I've seen, engines don't tend to overheat in the game, which could just be that, you know, I haven't ever pushed the limits of the motor to that extreme. Or they literally just don't overheat. I don't know. Come on. There we go. Someone tell me in the comment section, do engines actually overheat in ATS? I'm sure I could probably Google it, but I think that would be something like, there needs to be more random failures. Like, you know, there also needs to be a boost gauge, which I think there is, but I just don't see it. There needs to be one on the thing in the bottom left. Needs to be a boost gauge. There could be, and I just don't ever use it, or don't have it enabled or something. I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I think would be really cool to do. For this game. I think it'd be really, really awesome to, like, have more failure points. Like, you know, after 10, 15,000 miles, you have to get your tires replaced or whatever. Like, what happens when your tires are completely bald? Or when they're completely, like, worn out? You know, has anyone actually done that? Why is it 65 going down a freaking mountain? I don't guess it's a mountain. I guess it's just a giant hill. But anyway. And now speed limit is 80 again, so... I'm gonna need fuel. Probably before I hit the border. I'll do my usual. Is it telling me to go through? It is telling me to go through Savannah. I do not want to go through Savannah like that. It's going to take a couple more hours extra, but I don't really care. I don't want to, I don't want to go through Savannah. However, I do need fuel, so I don't want to, but I'm going to. Casually, you know, rev the nuts off this thing. The entrance. I don't know if this is the entrance or the exits. Auto and RV. I mean, I'm not an auto, I'm not an RV. So... this is not the one for me. The good news is... there's a rest area here. This is going to be expensive. I'm below half a tank. Please tell me I don't have to back in. I'm gonna have to back in anywhere I go. There's no backing this in. That's just... no. Okay. There's one line. But this truck is so freaking long. Yeah, I'm sticking, like, about halfway out of the freaking thing. Let's see, it's 8 p.m. I want to get started at 6 a.m. So let's do 10 hours. I ran over that curb by a lot. That one too. So I'm going to do something that's probably not very time-wise, but I'm going to get back on the interstate. I'm merging on. You can either merge the frick over, slow down, or hit my trailer. Don't care. Notice that the truck beside me is not catching up. Which means he was not doing the speed limits. You're doing 75 at best. Thanks for moving when I don't have momentum anymore, jackass. I know this thing's gonna drink the hell out of fuel pulling this. I need to get over. There's not gonna be enough room. Wait, no. Yes, there is. Trying to force some room there, but you know. You know, I kind of meant to weigh this thing back there at the fuel station. With this setup, I'm probably 120,000. 130, maybe. Let's see, tar weight of the trailer by itself is like 29 something, just round up, say 30,000. The truck is probably 15, 16, I don't know. By itself. I don't know if this truck is that heavy or not. Could be like 10 or 12. Could be a fairly light truck. So I'm just gonna call it 15,000. So that's 45,000. Plus I'm hauling 88,000 pounds. I have 300 gallon of fuel. Each gallon of fuel weighs... I don't know. Let's actually ask Google. 7 pounds. 7.1 to be exact, but we're just going off rounded numbers, so 7 pounds. What is 300 times 7? 2,100 pounds, so... yeah, 120 something pounds. 120 something thousand pounds, my bad. Okay, if you're in a car and I can pass you, now you're gonna speed up, you little bastard. Getting a little top heavy there. I should really probably stop trying to do the speed limits and just settle in at like 70. Yeah, now I'm curious how much this damn thing weighs. When's the next weigh station? I know there was one at the fuel station back yonder. Probably Ogden. Really, Ogden. Whatever. I don't have to get off the interstate for like 600 miles. So I think it's fine. As long as there's not any big hills in my way, it's fine. Oh look, speed limit changes to 75, my speed. And that is why I usually go 5 below the speed limits. this time I'm going to do 3 below speed limit so that I actually am on Jake brake when I hit speed limit. That's actually a cop. He could have gave me a ticket. But he didn't. So, that's fine. So I've been watching a bunch of YouTube videos, as one does when there's nothing better to do. I've also been watching anime, but the YouTube videos are more interesting. Um, yes, I know I'm a nerd when it comes to that kind of stuff because I watch anime. Whatever, don't care. Anyway, so I was watching videos by Donut Operator, who is a former police officer and like does shooting breakdowns. This video that he did, some may argue this is overkill, and honestly, there's no kill like overkill, so you know, it is what it is. Um, Someone stole a car, you know, like criminals tend to do. They steal shit. They pulled him over, surrounded him, made him stop, all that stuff. He attempts to get out the vehicle. He decides, nope, that's a bad idea. They're yelling at him. They're telling him to step out of the car, show his hands, all this stuff. He does the genius move of reaching down and grabbing something that looks like a gun. It happens to be a BB gun that looks like a 1911. But the cops don't know that it's a BB gun. So there's like 7 cops and they just mag dump this dude. Needless to say, he didn't walk away. So, you know, I can't feel sorry for people that make really, really stupid decisions. Like, you know, if a cop pulls you over and tells you to step out the vehicle, and you continuously ignore them, and then you reach for something that looks like a gun, or you reach for a gun, and you get shot, that is your fault. Nobody else's. And, like, I'd be pissed if, you know, my brother or sister or whatever was shot and killed by a cop, but if I seen body cam and seen that they had what looked like a firearm and was ignoring the cops, I'd be like, yeah, you suck for shooting him. Or them, her, him, whatever. But I get it. I'd do the same thing if I was in their shoes. So, the cop's shoes, not the person getting shot. I'm not dumb enough to reach for a item that looks like a gun or a real gun when it comes to, you know, cops that have guns, that are trained to actually use them. But all these people want to raise hell and complain that, you know, cops are shooting black kids and all this stuff, and it's like, no, the black kids are shooting themselves, or shooting each other, and the ones that are not shooting each other are doing stupid shit like, you know, pointing a item that looks like a gun to a cop towards the cop. And it's just like, it never ends. What I find to be funny, but not funny at the same time, like, it's not ha ha funny, it's hypocritical funny, I guess. There was I don't know the full details, but there was a shooting in, I think, Wisconsin. I don't know the full details at the moment, but there was like a shooting in Wisconsin, and it was a white cop that ended up killing a black dude. That's all over the news, and like it's being like just yeah. They want to put the cop away and all this stuff. Like the family wants to sue and yada yada yada. Well, first of all, you're a bunch of idiots. Because if the body cam shows that dude pulled out a gun, cop had every right to shoot him. Self defense. Basically. Right? Threat to other human lives. He eliminated said threat. Well, meanwhile, there's teenagers in Chicago and New York in these things called gangs. They're killing each other all the time. You know, black kids shooting other black kids. They don't care because it's black on black. If it was a white gang that went into a black gang's territory and slaughtered them, it'd be all over the news. They're wanted. They're going to be hanged. Right? They're going to be strung up and hung publicly and stoned to death. Not the fun kind of stone, but, having rocks thrown at them until they kill over. But if a black gang was to go into a white gang territory and slaughter them, just sweep it under the rug. I just find that hilarious that they're going to be like, oh yeah, violence is bad, blah 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 blah. And when a white cop shoots a black kid or a black dude in general, a black person, they're enemy of humanity. They're world's number one most wanted criminal. They need to be thrown under the jail after being, you know, electrocuted or whatever. They need to be sent straight to hell, right? Reverse the color of the skin. Black cop kills white dude, and he's a hero. Now, there's more to it than that, obviously. Like, I'm just using examples. Like, they're not the greatest examples, I'll admit, but I'm just using examples. Like, it's dumb because if white dude kills white dude, nobody cares. Black dude kills black dude, nobody cares. White dude kills black dude, everyone cares. Black dude kills white dude, nobody cares. You know, that's just like that's just the way the country is at the moment, which is kind of sad, kind of pathetic. You know. Alright, so I thought this was going to weigh roughly 120,000 pounds. I've used almost a quarter tank of fuel. Holy crap. With almost a quarter tank of fuel gone, I'm going to say this is probably 105. Place your bets. Survey says heavier than I thought by a lot. Did I say 105? I meant 135. My bad. I'm bad at math. You can tell that. Anyway, 138K. That's freaking heavy. No wonder this truck does struggle a little bit. Moving like 70 tons. Come on. Crying out loud. Don't really know why you're slowing down, but sure. That's fine. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about, so I'm just going to talk about something else. So, I've been thinking about how I'm going to do the hardcore version of this series, and looking like I'm probably just going to go to a year, honestly. That's kind of what I wanted to do in the first place, was go all the way out to a year. The plan is to see what happens first, reach a year, or reach 10 mil debt free. Which isn't that hard to do, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's not that hard to do that, to be honest with you. Reach 10 mil. Because I'm going to hit 1 mil just off of this. Because I'm back up to $821,000. This is going to put me into the 950 plus $1,000 range. Right? And it's going to be another day before I get there. Because I've got 8 more hours of driving. And it gets dark in like 5 hours. I do not want to drive this long sumbitch in the dock. Like, I just don't. But, Hardcore Series will be coming out. Whichever one comes first. Either I hit $10 million debt-free, or we get to 1 year of episodes, which would be like another 60 episodes. That gives me plenty of time to think about ideas for the series. I'm really hoping that I don't get bored of this series. Like, I'm enjoying making it. It's just, like, between episode 71 and this one, 72, I have tried to record multiple videos and just, like, it just wasn't worth my time. Didn't really feel like playing the game. And it's been like 2 or 3 weeks since I recorded episode 71. You're going to see it, 2 days before this one, roughly. 2 or 3. I think 71 comes out on a Friday, and this will come out on a Monday, so yeah. But in episode 71, I actually was using my old keyboard, which the number 6 above the keys, above the letter keys. So I'm gonna kind of do like a weird review, I guess you'd say, of the keyboard that I had for 6 or 7 years. Let's see, 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. Um, I got that keyboard in 2020, I think, or late 2019. I don't remember exactly. Anyway, so I had a Cooler Master Devastator 3. It is a relatively cheap keyboard. It comes with a mouse, like a gaming mouse, but it's not really, like, it's not an MMO mouse. It's it's got a couple extra buttons on the side. That's really all there is to it. It's not an MMO mouse, kind of unfortunately, but it's a pretty decent mouse. I used one before. I need to get a new mouse, actually, because mine is starting to go out, starting to double click, which is annoying as fuck. I need to slow down. I also need to get the hell over. And get over again. Freaking transmission is not doing what I needed to do. Yeah, just rip the freaking nuts off of it, and then downshift again because you shifted to too high of a gear. I hate the automatic transmission in this game. I really, really do. When you have a 13-speed manual gearbox and have the automatic mode enabled for it, I hate that. I really hate that. And if my red, yes it is. So, I'll get back to the keyboard after this. The way this thing works is like I have 13 speed and I'm using the Jake brake. It doesn't hold the gear right. Like, I want to do sequential, but I can't because my controller is kind of screwing up a little bit. I want to use my wheel, but I can't because the left blinker thing doesn't work. The flappy paddle gearbox thing, whatever you want to call it, doesn't work. I could do, like, I could get around that, but it's, yeah. And it's annoying. And then this thing randomly decides to rev the nuts off the motor. Rev it to the frickin' moon. I mean, it's a Cummins. It revs to about $3,000, but you know, they have some work to do when it comes to transmission logic stuff. Anyway, back to the keyboard that I had before this one. It was a Cooler Master Devastator 3. Came in a combo. Had one before. Um, that one was fine. I just decided to get a different one because I don't remember why. Oh yeah, I think I dropped it and broke it. Because it's cheap Chinese plastic. All right, I'm just gonna tell you right now, it's Chinesium. It's Chinese plastic. It's not Chinesium, but it's Chinese plastic. Uh, it is a good keyboard. Okay. It is a good keyboard for what it is. The mouse, good mouse for what it is. It's cheap. It comes in a set. Got a gaming mouse, gaming keyboard. They just throw gaming on it because, you know, reasons. Um, to make it sound cooler and so that they can charge more than what it's actually worth. It's like a $40 combo, and it's really and truly only worth about 20. It was like $40 when I got it anyway. Stop changing gears. Sheesh. Alright, I'm setting cruise at 45. It's gonna be windy, so but it's been a good keyboard. It's been pretty damn good. The mouse that I use, it's a Logitech G600 12 button mouse, which they, you know, decided to discontinue because we've made this mouse for 15 years. Nobody's buying them because they're actually good and they're not made out of Chinese crap. So we're going to discontinue it. Now, to find one that someone has, you know, kept in the box or whatever as a spare, brand new, that they decide they want to sell, it's $200, $300, because they're really good mice or mouses. Would it be mice or mouses? I don't know. Anyway, computer logic, computer stuff. So I decided to get a Red Dragon equivalent, which is a like a $40 mouse keyboard combo. Of course, I have to slow down to 45. Just get up to speed, and I have to slow down. That's usually how it goes. I got 5 hours to go. That's freaking close. Holy. Anyway, I use the keyboard, I don't use the mouse because my mouse still works. Can't really say much about the mouse. It is a 2-button mouse. It does have weights in it. That's actually pretty cool. I'm gonna need fuel again. Holy fuck. Randomly look down at my fuel gauge. I'm half empty again. This is gonna be an expensive trip. Um, anyway, so I've had it for a couple weeks. I've had the Red Dragon for a couple weeks. It's pretty cool. I will say that there is no information on how to do the RGB. You plug it in, it's doing its breathing pattern, like it's going through all the color, the whole RGB stuff. Um, there is no like information in the box that it comes in. There's no instructions for the for the keyboard. There is for the mouse, but not for the keyboard. See, that's the bullshit that I'm talking about. Can I get fuel here? Just. I don't know that I can actually get fuel here. I don't think my trailer will swing like that. It might if I get really close to this and then swing wide. It is not going to. I've made a miscalculation. It's fine. There's gonna be another $700 expensive fuel stop. 645. That ain't too bad. Wrong button. This is why you don't use regular fuel pumps when you are a big truck driver like this. Also a photo spot. That's kind of neat. This is not fun to drive through a small town. In hindsight, I should have took a rest back there. Is there a rest area up the road a piece? No, of course not. There's not until I get to frickin' Grangeville. Whatever. I just go kind of slow at night, I guess. Rangeville should be about an hour and a half away, so... And now that I'm in actual speed limit zones... Oh yeah, I definitely wanted to slow down for this. Yeah, so far the Red Dragon keyboard has been pretty good. I will say it is a little weird because the keys are laid out a little differently. Like, they're still in the same order as a regular keyboard, like a regular American keyboard, I guess, or English keyboard, whatever. It's just that the keys are different shaped, so I'm still getting used to how they feel and like the right amount of pressure to put on them for them to actually hit stroke. Because it has anti-ghosting, which is where you barely tap the key and it puts a letter that you may not mean to do. So, like, let's say you're trying to type that instead of being THAT, you may put THGAT if you're typing kind of fast because, you know, light strokes and stuff. But anti-ghosting is supposed to help mitigate that, I guess. That's just cool. Okay, maybe not such a good idea to be doing 65 through here, where there's a lot of turns and shit. Let's go ahead and bump that up to 3. I would pass, but I can't. There is not enough room. I would need 2.5 miles. Why do you keep touching your brakes? Why do you keep touching your frickin' brakes? Now comes the question, do I keep going or do I take a rest? Just so that I get away from these Three Stooges in front of me, and especially this one in the truck, I'm going to just take a rest. Would you stop hitting your goddamn brakes? Yeah, I'm probably gonna wake up and it's gonna be freaking raining again. Good news, I did not run over the curb. Bad news, the place that I have to park is going to suck. Really? I can't sleep here? Really? Don't tell me I have to get between one of those freaking trucks. I'm not doing that. You can forget it. Well, this is one of those things that they really, really, really need to fix. There's a wall there. I am in the spot. I'm in the spot. I am in the parking spot. But there's no prompt to, yeah, I'm just gonna have to drive at night. Screw it. As much as I love this game, it still has its many, many flaws. Being able to pick where the hell you sleep would be just awesome. You know, you start getting tired, well, pull up on a exit ramp, pull your parking brakes, pull off to the side, obviously. Pull your parking brake, go to sleep. Truckers do it all the freaking time. Like some of the YouTube truck drivers that I see admit to doing it. They'll pull off in a rest area, a random rest area, and sleep. You know, they'll pull off to the side where people can get by them, but they will pull off at a place where maybe they shouldn't pull off, like a exit ramp or an entrance ramp, whatever. I think they usually do entrance ramp because it's a little safer for obvious reasons. Most people are not going to be doing 70 when they go to enter the interstate, where people getting off the interstate are still going to be doing 65, 70 mile an hour, some of them, and like me. And they may not necessarily see the truck, which is hard to believe. You know, a truck that is 60 foot long and big as a small building. Can't see it though. No, can't see it. Um, but it's just safer to like park on an entrance ramp for that particular reason. Going back graveyard. It is kind of cool that they actually, you know, model like the graveyard and stuff. I wonder if like if there was lore to this game, if that factory thing right there owns the graveyard, and that's like the graveyard for all the workers or whatever. Where the hell is this taking me? Okay, whatever. Wanted me to go this way. What I get for following the GPS blindly and not actually looking at the map. With the window down so I don't have that glare. Not really dark enough for bright just yet. Alright, I need to figure something out real quick. Um Photo. Keybinds. Photo mode. While driving. Equal sign. Alright. That works for me. So equal. Got an idea for a thumbnail. I'll probably never be able to use this as a thumbnail picture, but I suck at making thumbnails, by the way, if you haven't ever noticed. All of my thumbnails are AI generated with vidIQ, which is a great service, by the way. I can't complain. I mean, I can because it does. Um, they have a point system for free. They have a point system that you like. They have a membership program, of course, and the cheap one is like for one channel, it's $20 a month, which isn't horrible. You get points that you can use on titles, thumbnails, descriptions. There's all kinds of stuff. Um, I'm doing a friggin' ad for vidIQ and I'm not even sponsored. But I happen to like the program. Anyway, you get like 3,000 points or 2,000 points, I think it is, per month with the paid option. Only 150 free every month. With the free option, you get 20 points per day for logging in. So I try to make it a point to log in every day. Um, so yeah. Anyway, um, all of my thumbnails are made with vidIQ. Holy crap! I should have slowed down. Anyway, as I was saying, um, their system's pretty dang neat. I like it. I like it a lot. If I could actually afford it, I'm almost full on fuel. It was 138,000 at the last way station. I'm gonna say 142. Just a guess. Put your guesses down in the description. No cheating. Really? 138, 40, 44? Hmm. Not 44, 44. Or 40, 44. 138, 444. Huh. I didn't add that much fuel. Or didn't add that much weight by adding fuel. Maybe it's calculated with a full tank all the time? I don't know. Anyway, like if you can actually afford it, then I would recommend doing vidIQ. Um, I actually like that's one of the things that I really want to do if and or when I ever get monetized on this channel is be able to pay a probably yearly subscription instead of monthly. But I would like to be able to pay for vidIQ because there's features that I want that I don't have, but I can't really swing the extra $20 a month at the moment. Or $200 a year. But it's fine. It amazes me that I turn off cruise control and it automatically downshifts. Don't mind me just hauling 88.5 up a mountain. Probably just a freaking hill, really. I'm glad I put the 835 in here. Yeah, I've been considering trying to figure out something that I can stop using uh, to then maybe be able to pay for vidIQ. Okay. I was in my lane, but whatever. Maybe I wasn't in my lane completely. I didn't get fined for it, so it wasn't my fault. Have to deal with this for another hour. Not in real time, of course, but in game. At least the traffic's not too bad, I guess. Got the white line. Might have to review the footage on that accident or whatever. Yeah, I've been kind of thinking about like what could I cancel to pay for vidIQ, because there's a lot that I really would like to get to help the YouTube thing go like better. And from everything that I've heard, of course, they could be sponsored by vidIQ, and it could be a scam. I don't know, but it seems good from what I've used, and I've been using it for a couple of years at this point. But why are we going so slow? Why are you riding your brakes going up a frickin' hill? Have I ever mentioned that I hate being on a two-lane? That is one of the biggest things that I think I would absolutely despise about being an actual truck driver. Can't see the rear of my trailer. Somewhere in Idaho that I can't pronounce because it sounds like somewhere in Mexico. And I mean no offense by that. It literally sounds like somewhere in like Mexico or across the pond in frickin' France. I probably can pronounce it, but I'm gonna butcher the ever living shit out of it. Finally, you're gonna get the hell out of my way. Only for me to then turn up here. Guess I need to be in the other lane. Why don't you just slim down to it? It does slim down to a 2-lane, doesn't it? So it really doesn't matter. Alright, a red light. Okay, downturn. This is one of those. Oh, this is gonna suck. It's gonna suck real bad because I got a feeling that this is gonna be a pain in my ass to park. I take that back. Not too bad. So how close to 1 mil are we? Well, I leveled up, so that's good. Damn it. $971,000. It's a little bit off. You know what? No. I'm gonna... Yeah. That fuel cost sucked. Let me see. Images. Yeah, if I can figure out how to actually make this a thumbnail, I might sometime. I don't know. That is pretty cool. Now that I know how to do the photo mode, I might actually start doing that more. But yeah, this is going to be a long freaking video. Holy crap. Almost a 2-hour freaking video. Well, I don't know about that. This section's been an hour. The last one was like 30 minutes, so yeah. Anyway, that being said, hope you enjoyed it. If you made it to this point in the video, consider hitting subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. Hit the little bell icon. Hiccups. Hit the little bell icon. Make sure that it's on all and all that good stuff. Leave a comment, like, share with your friends, you know, all that stuff. Also, I just want to mention real quick, I did put a post out at the time of watching this, probably 2 weeks ago, and it was asking whether or not I should start a Patreon, or link a Patreon. Start one, I think. And a lot of people have said, yeah, go ahead and start one, and, well, not a lot, but a few people have mentioned it on Discord as well about starting a Patreon, so I'm going to link a Patreon down in the description box. Once I get the tiers set up, right now they're still kind of set up for when I was streaming, but yeah, there will be a Patreon. If you want to donate, then by all means feel free to. I will not ask. I will mention it every video if you want to. That's on you. I would honestly prefer to be able to do membership for channels or channel membership, but you know, it is what it is, right? Anyway, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, all the algorithm stuff, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.